Hi there, and welcome to lesson number 10. Excuse the bit of a cold voice, but I just had corona. Lesson number 10 is called Help Yourself First. Now, I'm gonna start again with a quote. If you want to change the world, you should change yourself first, by Dr. Jordan Peterson. Yes, and this quote beautifully illustrates, or it just says what I mean. Most people are focused on outer things, on changing outer things. And you do not only see this pattern in when there are problems in the world that we're trying to change, like racism and wars and inequality, but this is also when talking about the intuition. It's always trying to do something outside of yourself. And it makes perfect sense because that is what this whole world is based upon. But it is very old fashioned actually to nowadays believe that when you want to change something, you have to change. I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty with the word somehow. But if you want to change something, then you should change what is outside of you. And also with world problems or with problems that are yours. Actually, your problems are your world problems because the universe, it's always encouraged to change the thing outside of you. But this is not how you change the world, actually. Because we can see it in our history that, well, you have a quote, and I don't know from whose this is, but it says, we learn from history that we don't learn from history. Because we're always changing the things outside of us. We're always focused on the problems, thus creating more problems. It's also where the law of attraction comes in again. That if you focus on a problem and you are bringing awareness to the problem. Now, there's nothing wrong with bringing awareness, but staying aware of the problem just creates more of that problem because where you focus your energy or where you focus your attention, you give energy and energy creates. So it's kind of simple, but let's make it a little bit more complicated for you. As I said, we all want a better world. There's no one here that's saying that they don't want a better world or even just a better situation for themselves. That's probably why you are taking this course as well. You are bettering yourself. But you are doing it by wanting to change the things outside of you and seeing no effect. I want to illustrate this for you with an experience that I have had in my past. When I was 18 years old, I decided to become a vegetarian because I had seen many different videos of cows and pigs and chickens being mistreated, and I just did not like it at all. And I basically decided then and there, meat bad, vegetarian good. So I was a vegetarian for, I think, 4 years or longer, I don't remember. But I not only stopped eating meat, I also stopped being nice to people who ate meat. Because I thought that I was so good and so above anyone that anyone who ate meat or even talked about it, I would always cause an argument. Because I thought that I was so right and so just. I put that onto people. This isn't a nice thing to do. Because you're invading, or I was invading people's autonomy. I wasn't doing it with the wrong intentions per se. Because my intention was, I don't eat meat, thus I am making the world a better place. Because I believed then too that eating meat was the main cause of the downfall of the earth, basically, of pollution and stuff. So I thought I was doing a really good thing, and I thought people who ate meat were hypocritical, and how could you pet a dog and eat a cow and that kind of stuff. But as I said, I didn't start the conversations or the debates or the fights with the wrong intentions. It was always with an intention of wanting to make the world a better place because that's what I thought that I was doing. So if I was doing this, how could not anybody else be jumping on that wagon with me, I was feeling amazing, I was losing weight, and it was good for the environment. So why didn't people want to do this? But as I said, it never was with the wrong intention, but it always ended in tears. Not only for the other party, but also for me. I mean, my parents mostly were my victims. And it wasn't pretty for a while. But I soon grew out of that and kind of became really in the middle, which is a good place to be in. Because not only with just eating meat or with becoming vegetarian, but also when you start improving yourself and you think that, you know, you're learning all this stuff and you're feeling amazing and you want people to have that too. But people are just not going to listen to you, especially when they don't see any evidence of the thing that you're bettering at. You know, when I talk about starting my own company or building my own website, you know, people don't really, they believe in me, but not fully, not until they see, oh, you're actually making some sales, you know. That's when people start to believe in you and your capabilities or what you're doing. That's when people really start listening to you. But as I said, I didn't really have the wrong intentions, but it just always was the wrong execution. Because I think that I had the subconscious goal of just wanting to be right. And I started craving being right more than I craved meat. So it was a really weird period in my life of a lot of discussions and stuff. And I really learned from that experience that I never wanted to feel like that again. Now, this is not to say that if a friend comes to you crying that you should, you know, keep them away and not listen to them. You will just intuitively know the difference probably when someone is really, really wants your help or when someone is putting something onto you. And this you can sometimes instantly feel when it happens and sometimes it's just after, and you can tell which one it is by how you felt or how you feel. So I'm not saying that you cannot help anyone else or you shouldn't help people at all. People will come to you asking for your advice sometimes and you can help them there, then and there. But it's not right to put something onto someone else just because it works for you. It's also when, let's say you want to get in shape. You browse a few sites and you come across some people who are dieting and they are selling programs and you see their pictures. You probably are going to be more drawn to a bodybuilder if you want to bodybuild or a very healthy looking person who's in shape than you're going to listen to a person who's out of shape. The reason or the point that I'm making here is that people help themselves first. When people help themselves first, the people that want to be helped, they come to them. You attract them because you can just feel a vibe. Let's just say that. I don't really like that word, but you can feel a vibe coming from someone who is not putting anything onto you, but they are basically attracting you, I guess, and they are available to you. Also, the point is that they really helped themselves. They focused on themselves. They learned to focus on themselves. Now, as I have said probably in a few lessons already, is that helping yourself or focusing on yourself is something that is not taught to you. We are always taught to change things outside of us. We're always taught to fix the problems and solve the problems and always something about problems, I guess. This is also what is, in my opinion, wrong about with politics, is that they're always focused on problems. You always have to vote for someone else. You're never really doing anything that includes you. You do not have to change the situation. No, they have to change your situation. Like, that's just not how it works. It doesn't work with when you want to lose weight. You cannot just turn to someone and take a couple of pills and, I don't know, you're probably not going to have very good digestion after that. It doesn't work like that. And also when you want to improve yourself and maybe you want to start a business, it is advised that you help yourself first. Always help yourself first in any given situation. It's like, I said this in another lesson, I don't remember which one, but it's like the oxygen mask in planes, you know. The mother or the father, whoever, the adult person, has to give the oxygen mask to themselves first, because if they give it to their child first, they will die. And they cannot help the child anymore. That is a beautiful analogy for this lesson. You always put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You always help yourself first. So, what will happen when you really focus on yourself and really start feeling better yourself? You will start treating yourself better. So, you will start treating others better. And when you start treating others better, they start treating you better. And when they start treating you better, you will feel happier than you have ever felt before. That is just how it works because we are all one. People are mirrors. When you help yourself and you feel good, you emanate that and you attract that into your life. That is how it works. So when you're in any situation or when your country has some sort of fucking fucked up thing with their politics system or government, I don't know shit about politics, do not expect them to change your situation. Expect you to change your situation. Because guess what? You are in total control and total power over everything in your life. Because there's nothing you can't be, there's nothing you can't do, and there's nothing you can't have. You can do anything, be anyone, and do anything. I don't know if I already said that, but you could do anything. Another beautiful example of that we're all one and that we all have an effect on each other when we ourselves feel better is the mass meditations that people hold a lot in the world these days. Because when people meditate and they do it with more people, I think that one person has influence on a million others. I think there was even a study done when people meditated daily that the crimes in their neighborhood were like less or something. Like it has such a beautiful effect when you help yourself and you focus on yourself. But it is hard to do because we're taught not to. We're taught to do everything outside of us. And I still am a victim of this sometimes too, that I really try to change the thing that's outside of me and I really lose sight of myself. Whereas I just have to focus what's within, focus on the infinite intelligence, and it knows what to do. And also, it's literally the most simple thing that you can do. It's just change yourself. Like, it's so easy. So I have a beautiful example that Abraham Hicks once said in one of our talks that really illustrates this beautifully. Hypothetically, people worry about everyone being selfishly oriented. If everyone did exactly what they want to do, what kind of world would this be? And we say, a really, really good one. Because if everyone did what they wanted to do, everyone would feel free. And if you feel free, you feel empowered. And every negative emotion that exists, hear this, every negative emotion that exists is because there is some sense of loss of freedom somewhere in there. And that's really true. Because your freedom could be tied to a job that you don't like and you feel like you're stuck there, or you're in a horrible relationship situation and you feel you're stuck there, or you do not have enough money to do whatever you want, so your freedom is tied there. Every single negative emotion is there because we think that our freedom is being taken away. And if we focus on ourselves, our freedom can be regained fully because we have a lot of potential. So don't you forget that. So thank you so much for watching this lesson. Really hope that it helped you. Do not forget I have a support page. If you have any questions, please go to the support page in the course participants area. And the next lesson is called Stop Wishing and Start Doing.